Hey guys, Mrs. Stacy back again. So we are under the research paper introduction page in your OneNote Intro to Research Paper tab. So you have your topic and you have found your 3 to 5 resources. So now this is the next step after that. This is kind of going right into the writing. So this is going to be your introduction, your very first paragraph when you write. So the first sentence of your paragraph is you must have a grabber. This is the first sentence. It's also known as the hook. And the reason why they call it a hook is just like fishing. You want to snag your reader's attention and you want to reel them in and you want to make them interested in what you are writing. You want to make them interested and want to read your paper. Even though there's different ways to do hooks, I included some really common ones for you to look at, just, kind of use for reference, and I gave some examples. So the first one that you could do, the very first sentence of your paper, is you could start out with a quote. Something that was said that is directly tied to your topic or your content. So in this example, I included this quote: "The concentration camps were a laboratory for the Nazis. They put the minorities and intellectuals in there because the general population wouldn't mind losing those people. The Nazi leaders knew people needed targets for their own self-hatred." And then also, if you ever use a quote, remember you have to give credit where credit is due. So you need to include the name of the person who said that quote. So that's one way to start your papers, with a quote. Second way is with a question. You want to provoke your reader. The purpose of a question is to make your reader go, I've never thought of that. Or, that's really interesting. The key when including a question is make sure that it's not super easy to answer. So you don't want to start your paper off with a question that they don't have to read your paper to answer. They just can answer it on their own. So make sure you actually get a good question that they will find the answer in your paper. So I included an example here. Why is learning about Holocaust extermination camps still important today? It's a really good question. Probably there's many different reasons, so they might learn some different reasons from reading the paper. The third one that you can use is some people begin their essays with a fun fact or two. So this is just like set in stone fact that maybe not everybody knows. So this kind of grab your reader's attention as well. The example I use is estimated that between 9 to 11 million people were victims of the Holocaust. The reason why I chose this quote as an example is because a lot of people just assume or just have it stuck in their heads about the 6 million Jewish people. 6 million people were murdered in the Holocaust, but then they forget that there were other victims of the Holocaust besides Jewish people, so you have to include those, which then makes it a much larger number of victims that perished in the Holocaust. So that's why I would chose this little fun fact as a hook. So you could use any forms of those. This is your own paper, so it's your own choice, but I just wanted to give you guys some examples of what you could use as a hook. Okay, so we have the first sentence done and out of the way. So then we move on and you're going to add some fillers. So you're going to have a thesis sentence. This is just one sentence. It tells the reader what the essay is going to be about. And this is usually the last sentence of your first paragraph. And so it kind of is a lead-in to your paper itself. So it kind of gives an idea of what your paper is going to be about. It's a statement, guys. Okay, thesis, statement being a key word. So this is not going to be a question. This is an example I put on there. Extermination camps were utilized by the Nazis for the complete and utter destruction of political prisoners, Jews, and deviants of society. That's my thesis statement that I created. So my thesis statement tells what my 3 body paragraphs are going to be about. So I've kind of outlined it already. My first paragraph would be about political prisoners. My second paragraph would be about the Jewish people. And my third paragraph would be about the deviants of society. We talked about those in class a little bit. Those are the people that, had disabilities or were not seen as perfect. So each one I've kind of outlined into what I'm going to talk about in my essay. You can do it this way. You do not have to, but sometimes it's just easier. So that's up to you as well. So make sure you have a thesis statement. When you're writing, again, we've kind of been forcing this in before school let out, and that is no personal pronouns. No personal writing, guys. You guys need to get in the habit of not using personal writing. So no I, me, we, or you. Absolutely not. Paper length needs to be at least 5 paragraphs, 3 to 5 sentences per paragraph, and double spaced, which is back, I think, also in those research paper requirements. Make sure that we had the title, double spaced, Times New Roman, or Arial 12-point font. So make sure you have that. And this is all information that can help you get started on your introduction to your research paper. Remember, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to comment and contact me or Mrs. Manders during office hours. Thanks, guys.